Courtney Salmon?
Salmon.
Salmon. There we go. All right. Courtney, tell me about how long have you been here at KPVM?
I've only been here since March 31st. March 31st was my first day, but I love it here. It's been almost 4 months that I've been here.
What is your position here at KPVM?
I'm a sales executive, so I go out and try and get people to do advertising, production, commercials, fall festival, you name it. I kind of do it.
Rhonda tells us you're the only full-time sales executive we have here.
Yeah, Monique does a lot of everything. She does some sales. She does obviously news and stuff like that, but my main job is just sales.
So how's that go, and what's it like to sell the products here locally?
Well, I really believe in the commercials. I really believe in the product that we do here. KPVM is a fantastic way to promote your business. So I'm really behind it, and I'm actually doing pretty good, especially since this is my first time doing sales or anything like that. So
Tell me a little bit about positions you've held before, kind of your life.
I have been mostly sports oriented in my life. I worked for the newspaper. I did sports articles for the newspaper. I interned at ESPN. I worked for the court system out here. I did work at Mountain Falls. I worked at a golf course in Las Vegas. I worked as a community service representative at the Clark County Shooting Complex. I've kind of done everything.
Uh-huh. Your mom worked at the courthouse, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, my mom worked for the clerk's office. She was the chief deputy clerk for 7 years. She's Sheila Wynn. She's actually running against Sam Merlino this year for the clerk's position.
And so of course you worked in the court's office with her, probably doing that.
No, I actually worked for district court. I worked for the drug court system.
And so you're here now, and is this the direction you want to go?
Yeah, this is definitely more of the direction I want to go. Sales is not my forte, but I would like to eventually be on for sports. I want to be a sports analyst.
Oh, really? And so have you been doing things with that?
Yeah, like I said, I interned at ESPN for 6 months, and then I worked for the newspaper. So I'm actually in the works with Vern to get a sports segment on the news.
Oh, well, there you go. So you're thinking about looking for sponsors for that segment?
I am. I'm looking for sponsors for that segment. So
Is that going to be national or local?
we're gonna focus mainly local because you can get national sports anywhere, NBC, everywhere. But it's very hard to find somebody to care about the local sports, and it's something that definitely needs to be promoted. Our high school athletes are much more talented than people give us credit for.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your family life. You have a husband, a boyfriend?
I have a boyfriend. We've been together a little over a year. We live together on the south side of town. I have 2 older sisters, a little brother. I have 6 nieces and nephews, and both my sisters are married. So yeah, that's most of my family lives back in Wisconsin and in the Midwest.
Is that where you come from?
That's where my family comes from. I was actually born in Las Vegas and raised here. I've been here since 1995.
So KPVM, and tell me what your daily tasks are. What do you do when you come to work every day?
Well, I get here about 8 o'clock in the morning. I do all of my paperwork usually. I make my phone calls. By 11 o'clock, I'm out in the field. I'm either doing appointments, I'm knocking on doors, I'm going and just getting my name out there, trying to build relationships to see. Because if people trust me, they're more likely to trust our business.
So then, when you're selling the products, what exactly are you selling? How do you go about finding out what a person wants for their sales, for their business? Because you do print advertising, also billboards, commercials, corporate videos. How do you know what a person wants?
Usually, but when I call them, I'll pretty much ask them, what are they interested in? Sometimes I'll create packages that include everything. I'll do different packages that'll include just television or just print, or, I'll throw in a billboard in there to try and get people more enticed to buy with us, because the more we can give them, the more advertising we can give them for their money, the more likely they're to continue to sign with us, to continue to do it, because we want to promote them as much as possible. As long as they're in business, we're in business.
And then how do you find out about their commercials, how long they're running? I know that there's a traffic system here. What goes on with that?
Well, with traffic, we have the script that has to be done. We send the script out to be approved. We send it to Jason. We do a production for him, give it to Jason, our production guy, and he creates the commercial. And then the minimum is a 13-week agreement for our commercials to air. If they go longer, usually the price is reduced. Then I fill out a traffic form that gives very detailed report of when they go on, what spaces, if it's news, if it's rotation of schedule, if it's between 9 a.m. and midnight or prime time. We have a very detailed list of that goes back to our traffic system, where Tiffany puts everything into our traffic system.
And then putting it in 4 different channels, what's that like?
It's interesting. It's nice to have 4 different channels because it's a bunch of different opportunity to get your name out there a lot. I mean, Prime is obviously our most watched channel, but this TV, our movie channel, is our second, and then My Family would be our third, and then we just got Doctor TV, so we're not really sure where that's going yet, but it definitely gives everybody a chance to promote themselves in a full range of motion.
What do you hear mostly from businesses in the community, what they would like to see, what they are concerned about, their questions, their compliments?
Our biggest concern is that nobody watches. I get that a lot. But what few people realize is that we have at least 28,000 people watching us at any given moment. And that was back in 2010. And based on the Nielsen ratings, that was before we were on DirecTV, before we were on cable, before we were on Dish, which you can get us on all of them now, on every avenue. That is our biggest concern. Another thing they are concerned about is their marketing dollar. How do I know that people are watching? How do I know that I'm spending my money effectively? So the way we try to get around that is by having them in the commercial. That way, when they're at Walmart going shopping for their food and stuff like that, we can say, hey, random people will go up to them, I saw you on TV last night. That's a better way for them to track their marketing dollars, so they know they're getting more bang for their buck.
And then as far as print advertising, what kind of print advertising do you sell?
Right now, my main focus has been the Fall Festival magazine. That has been our biggest thing. Amanda is doing part-time for print and signs and stuff like that, but my big thing is, right now, is the Fall Festival magazine.
And are you guys still doing brochures and business cards and things like that, or is that mainly Amanda?
I can help with that, but the main person that's going door to door to try and promote that is Amanda. But if I can pretty much accommodate anybody's needs, if they come up to me and say, I want TV and a brochure, I can get that taken care of for them.
And so tell me a little bit about what's it like with your bosses here? What's your relationship with Vernon?
Oh, I love Vernon and Rhonda. It's a very family-oriented business, and I know that sounds super cliche, but I know I could go to Rhonda or Vern for anything. If I had an issue at home or if I had an issue with family, I know they would do anything they could to help me, and they're very helpful. If I have a question, it's not really, you don't know that by now. It's very sit down and comforting and easy to talk to.
And so you're going to be continuing here at KPVM, and any advice that you have businesses out there as far as sales and what you would like to tell them?
Just, you can't grow unless you advertise. People don't know you unless you get your name out there, and that's definitely something. We are the only daily news source in Pahrump. We are the only one that you can go to where it's almost guaranteed that you'll see yourself every single day on television. So, and it's definitely worth the money, and we have very affordable packages. I mean, we accommodate anybody's budget. So that's definitely something I would promote.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good job. Okay. I wasn't in any